Edd China didn't leave the show in a peaceful way. Things between him and the production team didn't end well. He made some choices that caused problems, and because of that, his relationship with the Discovery Channel fell apart. No one really saw it coming. One day, Edd was cheerfully pushing an old Porsche into the garage, ready to fix it up with his big smile and orange gloves. The next day, he was just gone. There was no final episode, no goodbye with Mike Brewer, no funny last moment, nothing but silence. Fans were left confused, wondering why the man who taught them so much about cars had suddenly disappeared from Wheeler Dealers. People began to ask what really happened behind the scenes. Some believed that the show's budget was cut, which made it difficult to produce episodes the way they used to. Others thought there was a serious disagreement between Edd and the producers, maybe even with Mike, that led to tension and eventually broke the team apart. Many wanted to know the truth, so let's look back and understand how everything started and what really went wrong. It all began in 2003, a time before YouTube was full of car repair videos. Two very different British men came together to make car TV exciting again. Mike Brewer was the fast-talking trader who could find old, cheap cars and make deals with charm and humor. Edd China was the tall mechanic with his bright orange gloves, always ready to turn broken-down cars into beauties. Together, they made fixing cars look fun, simple, and possible for anyone. Edd didn't just repair cars, he explained every step, teaching viewers how things worked and how to fix them properly. He made viewers believe that even a tough repair could be a fun weekend project. Fans all over the world loved Edd's approach. Letters poured in from countries like Brazil, the UK, and Bahrain. People wanted longer repair segments because they loved watching Edd's detailed explanations. By season 5, Wheeler Dealers was airing in over 100 countries. By season 9, the team had moved to California, where they had access to amazing American classics like Mustangs, DeLoreans, and Camaros. At first, everything looked perfect. The new workshop was large, well-equipped, and full of stunning cars. But behind the scenes, the work environment began to change. The new network, Velocity, pushed for faster production. They wanted more episodes in less time, which meant longer days, rushed filming, and tighter schedules. Meals were often quick takeouts, and there was little room for creativity. Producers began timing scenes with stopwatches and cutting repair details to fit shorter run times. Edd started to feel unhappy. The show he once loved was turning into something different, faster but less real. The repair segments that used to take 10 minutes were now cut down to just a few seconds. Edd felt that the educational part of the show, the heart of it, was disappearing. He wanted to teach and inspire viewers, but the new producers wanted quick entertainment. He asked many times for more repair footage to be shown, but his requests were often ignored. Mike Brewer tried to balance both sides. He wanted to keep Edd happy but also had to follow what the producers demanded. Still, the gap between them grew wider. On screen, they smiled and joked, but off camera, things were tense. Fans noticed, too. Many complained online that the show felt rushed and that the detailed car repairs were missing. Even though ratings stayed strong, Edd was losing the joy he once had for the show. He began staying late after filming, recording extra shots of his work, hoping they would make it into the final edit, but most of them were never used. Eventually, the frustration became too much. In March 2017, Edd made a decision that shocked fans. On March 21st, he uploaded a 6-minute video on his YouTube channel titled "I'm Leaving Wheeler Dealers." Sitting at a simple desk wearing his trademark orange gloves, Edd spoke calmly but firmly. He explained that the new producers wanted to shorten the repair scenes, and he couldn't agree with that. "A car show without real repairs isn't a car show at all," he said. He thanked his fans, appreciated Mike, and wished the team well, but it was clear that he was deeply disappointed with the direction the show had taken. The internet exploded within hours. Fans shared the video everywhere, on forums, Facebook, and Twitter. Some supported Edd for standing by his values, while others criticized Mike for not doing more to protect the show's quality. The video went viral, quickly reaching over 1 million views. Mike Brewer, unfortunately, faced the worst of the backlash. Some people called him a sellout, while others sent hateful messages, even threats, including some toward his family. It went so far that Mike contacted the police for protection. Edd's calm goodbye had turned into one of the biggest controversies in car TV history. But even through all of it, fans could still hear the hope in Edd's final words. Keep making, keep fixing, and I'll see you soon. It was a small reminder that maybe one day, Edd China might return to what he loves most, teaching people how to bring cars back to life. Later, Mike Brewer revealed that the situation almost broke him emotionally. The online hate and threats became overwhelming, and even Edd China stepped in to defend him. Edd publicly told fans to stop attacking Mike, saying clearly that no one should ever threaten anyone, no matter what. But once the internet catches fire, it's hard to stop. The situation grew so intense that some sponsors started to worry. One major tire company even pulled its advertising deal with the show. The network had to respond again. This time, they released a longer statement promising that Wheeler Dealers would keep evolving but still stay true to its original spirit. Soon after, they announced a new mechanic, Ant Anstead. Ant was known for being quick, funny, and highly skilled. Some fans were curious and open to seeing someone new, while others were angry, saying Edd couldn't be replaced. Many even swore they'd never watch again. Still, a few fans quietly hoped that one day Edd and Mike might find their way back to each other. Mike prepared to film his first episode without Edd, and Ant Anstead stepped into the workshop. Ant, a former police officer turned car builder, worked fast and confidently. In his first episode, he tackled a bright blue Mustang, breaking it down, swapping the gearbox, and painting it beautifully. Viewers who liked quick-paced shows were impressed. But the longtime fans, the ones who loved pausing the show to take notes, were disappointed. They missed Edd's slow, detailed, step-by-step tutorials. Comments flooded in asking questions like, how did he line up that clutch? Or, can we see more of the process? Ant noticed this and tried to fix it. Between filming, he recorded extra videos explaining complex repairs in more detail. Some of those clips made it to YouTube, but most were never shown. The show's ratings stayed solid, yet fans were clearly divided. Some enjoyed the new, faster style. Others longed for the old days when Edd patiently explained every nut and bolt. Mike did his best to keep the audience happy. He praised Ant's skill, promised more exciting builds, and hinted that future episodes would include more repair details. But no matter what he said online, most comments ended the same way, bring back Edd. Ant took it in stride, joking that he was probably the most loved and hated mechanic on television. Still, the pressure was heavy. Behind the scenes, it was exhausting trying to meet everyone's expectations. Despite the tension, they kept going, fixing cars like the 240Z, a dusty old Ferrari, and even a military Humvee. Each car was completed and sold for a profit, and while the show remained successful on paper, fans still asked the same question. Will it ever feel the same again? While Mike and Ant worked under the spotlight, Edd China quietly disappeared from public life. He spent his days in a peaceful workshop somewhere in the English countryside. For almost 4 years, he stayed out of the public eye, appearing only occasionally at car shows or charity events. Fans constantly wondered what he was up to. Then, in 2021, they finally got their answer. That year, Edd returned with his own YouTube series called Edd China's Workshop Diaries. The first episode aired on a Friday evening. It didn't have flashy effects or a big TV introduction. Just Edd, a boiling kettle in the background, and an old Range Rover waiting to be fixed. Edd greeted his viewers warmly, rolled up his sleeves, and began working. There were no fast cuts or voiceovers. Every repair was shown in real time. He explained each problem carefully and even drew simple diagrams on a whiteboard to help people understand. It felt just like the early days of Wheeler Dealers, only this time Edd had complete control. The series quickly grew in popularity. One week, he rebuilt a 1960s milk float into an electric vehicle. Another week, he fixed his famous motorized sofa, the one that once raced through London streets. Fans loved every moment. The comments were full of messages like, finally, we can see the full repair again. By his 10th video, Edd's YouTube channel had gained over 500,000 subscribers. His show was supported by YouTube ads, Patreon donations, and sales of fun merchandise like big hands, small garage t-shirts. Edd worked at his own pace, releasing new episodes when he was ready. Some months he uploaded weekly, other times he took breaks to find rare parts or attend engineering events. No one complained. Everyone knew that when Edd did post, it would be worth the wait. Sponsors soon began contacting him, but Edd only partnered with brands he genuinely used. He once joked, "If it isn't in my toolbox, it isn't in the show." Meanwhile, Wheeler Dealers continued to evolve. In 2020, Ant Anstead left to return to the UK for personal reasons. The network replaced him with Mark "Elvis" Priestley, a former Formula One mechanic from McLaren. Elvis brought solid technical skills, a relaxed attitude, and an easy laugh that made him likable. By 2021, Wheeler Dealers had moved back to a new workshop in Britain. Ratings stayed high, but many fans still compared every fast montage and short repair to the detailed tutorials Edd once gave. It was clear that Edd and Mike were now walking separate paths. Edd focused on teaching through his YouTube channel, while Mike continued producing a more polished, fast-paced TV show. Still, rumors of a reunion never completely faded. Fans often asked online, will Edd and Mike ever work together again?